Hello everybody and welcome back to Building Tutorials. And today I am going to be starting a brand new build. Last episode I finished building this really cool villager fountain. As you can see down here, I've added some bubbles into it to make it look a little nicer. And I've also fixed the water mechanism to where you press this button right here and it'll turn the water on and all the water will flow down the fountain. And then you press the button again and it'll turn it off. So that's the best place I could find to put a button. So you'll have to like find a way of climbing up there to press it. But that's really the only spot I could really get a button where it will actually activate the water and the piston. And I think it turned out pretty good. The only thing is I just realized I forgot to put a hay bale back. There we go. So now that's finished and I just broke it. There we go. We'll put that back. That is now done. Let's move on to what I'm going to be building today. So over here at this part of kind of like the little village town area, I'm going to be putting a brand new building right over here. So I need to make sure I extend my path. But this is going to be kind of like a plant shop slash like automatic farm. So the way it's going to work is it's going to sell like a bunch of different plants, but it's also going to have like a really cool like indoor automatic farm that will actually harvest like certain crops that you can like take certain crops there, they'll grow them for you, and then they'll harvest them with the really cool automatic farm. So that's what I'm going to be building. Now the first thing I need to do is figure out where I'm going to be putting this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my torches real quick. I'll go ahead and grab some torches here. And let's map out where I'm going to put this. I'm going to leave like a 2-block gap in between the gas station here. I could even do 3 blocks. I think 3 blocks might be a little bit better. That way there's plenty of space in between. And I'm going to go all the way over here. Probably about where this ends right here. How many blocks is this? So this right here is 21 blocks. So we've got 21 blocks going there. Now I'm going to go all the way over there. I'm probably going to do like another like 15 blocks. And then I'm going to extend it back. Alright, so this right here is about 15 blocks back from over there. So that's going to be the size of the store. Let me go and put the last torch down right here. Is that? Yeah, it's in the right spot. So that's going to be the size of the store. And that's going to be where I'm going to have all the plants. Back here, I'm going to add like an additional section. I don't know if I'm going to make it wider. I'll have to figure out how big it's going to be when I actually make it. That's going to be in a later episode when I make the automatic farm. But that's going to get extended probably a little bit further back that way. So that way we'll have, I want to have 4 sections. So I'll have like one area here, one area over here, one area there, and one area there. So we can grow like 4 different types of plants at the same time. So that's going to be where the little growing area is going to be. But this first bit over here is just going to be the shop. So that's what I'm going to be working on building today. And I kind of want to build it out of copper, because the copper, like over time, will change to this really cool green. I wanted to have this place look like it's kind of like overgrown a little bit. And I feel like a combination of maybe like some of these like oxidized copper blocks. Because if I grab like this one, and I could even get like the waxed one so they like don't change. But if I do a combination of these copper blocks plus some of the vines, if we grab like some vines like this, I think this could be pretty cool. If I build like the entire store like this and then have like some vines that will grow down, I think that's going to look really cool. So I kind of want to have it naturally kind of change colors. So I don't really want it to start with like the regular like plain copper block. So I'm going to use the exposed copper, which is this one. And then there's the cut one as well. So that way it's starting the change, but it's also not the wax version. So it's going to continue to change color over time. And then I can continue putting the vines. The only thing is I think these vines are actually going to grow all the way to the ground. So eventually they're going to end up like this if I put it like that. So it's not going to keep the same vine like pattern. If I were to build a pattern like that, they're all going to just keep growing down. I'm not exactly sure how the vines are going to work just yet. We'll find out how the vines will grow throughout like the next few episodes. We'll see exactly how much they grow. But I'm going to build this entire thing. I'm going to do like a combination of both the cut copper and the regular copper. I'm also going to add some other blocks in here so that it's not just one block for the entire building. I want to give it some variety. But I'm just going to go ahead and start by filling in this entire area with just the regular exposed copper blocks. And then I'll start adding in some other blocks to this to make it look a little bit better. Okay, so I've got my copper set up. As you can see, it's very plain at the moment, which is why I wanted to add like some other blocks in. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add some vines. I'm going to put them like every few blocks here, so that way they're not going to be like everywhere. I'm not sure if these are going to grow to the side like that. I think they're just going to go straight down. So we'll see exactly how that works later on. But I'm just going to scatter some vines around the back here, just like random vines everywhere, and the sides, because that doesn't really matter what they look like. I kind of just want the front to look like just a few vines like that, and then the sides will just have like random stuff on it. Now I gotta figure out where the middle is. I think it's somewhere right around here. I'll go and count the blocks and figure out where the door should go. Alright, so I actually got the door in the right spot. This is exactly 10 blocks on each side. So this is gonna be the door to get in. Now I want to put some windows in, but these are gonna be green windows. I want everything to be green. Now, I can either go with dark green or light green. Let's see which one fits in best. So we got the dark green windows here. And I've got the copper as well. So I can kind of compare what the copper will look like compared to the green. I think I'm going to stick with the dark green. The light green is a little bit too much. So I'm going to put some windows in right here. So we got a nice big window, and I think the vines will grow on this. Yeah, they'll grow on the window as well, so they'll kind of get covered a little bit. And then over here, I'm going to do the exact same window right here. Yep, this is in the same spot. So we'll put the green glass right here. And now it's time to add some of the cut copper. So for the cut copper, I was thinking about doing kind of like an edge around the entire thing. But I'm just going to do the sides for now. So I'm just going to do the sides with the regular cut copper. So that way they stand out a little bit more. I want to see if there's any other versions of the copper blocks. I think this is all of them. There might actually be one more. Let's see. Yeah, we've got the cut copper. And then we've got the regular copper. Yeah, there's no other copper blocks. Other than like the raw copper. But I don't think I'm going to use that. So these are the two different types of blocks that we get to work with. I'm going to put all of the sides on like that. I think that looks really good. I'm going to do it around the door as well. So we'll put the cut copper around the door right there. And then what would it look like if I were to do like this entire area here with cut copper? Alright, so putting the copper all the way along the top, I don't think really looks that good. The bottom looks fine. I think that should be good to leave the bottom bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put that along the front here. But I want to put a different type of block. I was thinking about putting concrete or maybe one of the terracotta blocks. If I were to get maybe the light green. If we get the lime green terracotta, I wanted to put like a different color up here. And then I'm going to do this around the entire store. But that way it kind of takes away from like all of the blocks being copper. I think it looks pretty good. The only thing is these blocks now feel out of place because there's only a few of them. So I might get rid of the cut copper here and put the regular copper back. So that way it looks like it belongs. And then we'll just have the cut copper on the edges. So we'll put that back. That looks a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and get like the fully oxidized copper here so you can kind of see what it'll eventually look like. It'll eventually turn into that, but it's going to take some time. So eventually the whole store is going to look like that. I need to add the vines back. I'm going to go and put the exposed copper back here. And now let's put the vines in. I'll go every couple blocks here. Oh, this one's already changed. Oh, great. That's changing faster than I thought it would. Okay. Well, we'll just leave that there. We'll put a few vines in around here. And then over here, I'm going to do the same exact thing where I'm going to put the lime green terracotta on top of all of these blocks here. Okay, so there we go. I've got all the vines put in. I've got the windows. We've got the copper, which is already changing in some spots. It's changing over there as well. Maybe I should start all of these at just regular copper, because by the end of this build, they're all going to be changed into like fully oxidized copper by the end of this. But we'll see how much these change. So far, none of the normal blocks have changed. It's only been the cut copper. So we'll see if any of these actually change. But the next thing that I need to do is the ceiling. So for the ceiling, I'm not going to do copper. I'm going to do a different block. I think I'm going to stick with like white. If we go with like quartz, I think it's going to look good. So if I get some of the quartz here, I'm going to go and put quartz in for this entire thing. And then I'll see exactly how this looks, and then I might change it to a different block. Okay, so I've filled in the entire roof with quartz. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to add in the lights. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to do a combination of sunlight and maybe some of the redstone lamps as well. The only thing is, if I put in like a bunch of the skylights, it's going to be really difficult to put in all of the redstone lamps afterwards. So I'm not really sure if this is going to work, but I kind of want to have a combination of both, or I just do like the windows like this, because I'm not sure exactly how much light's going to come in at nighttime, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep stuff from spawning. Okay, so I've moved the windows around so that they all fit in. We're going to have a big window right here in the middle of the store. And then we're going to have like the smaller ones on the edges. So that's how we're going to let all the light in. Now, as you can see, there's not really a lot of room to put in the redstone lamps now that I've filled in most of this with the glass. But if you wanted to put the redstone lamps in and then set it to have like a daylight sensor on it, so that way when it becomes nighttime, the lights can go on, you could put the redstone lamps like maybe in between here. Oh, I just realized this isn't the right size. I gotta change this. But you could put like the redstone lamps like here. You could do like an entire line of redstone lamps there. By the time you put in all the glass and the redstone lamps, you're not going to have like a lot of quartz left. You could fill in the entire ceiling with just redstone lamps and then also put in some of the windows as well. So that way you can have both of like the light during the daytime, and then you can also have light at nighttime with the redstone lamps. But that's what it looks like from above. Let's look at it from inside. It looks really nice. It's all lit up. There's one little dark spot over here, but I don't think that's going to be a big problem. But at least we've got plenty of light inside of here. Next episode, I'm going to work on doing a lot of the decorations, adding in all the different plants and stuff. But now what I need to do is figure out what I'm going to do for the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and start by clearing out all of this grass. Okay, so I've cleared out the entire floor. So now I gotta figure out which block I'm going to use. So for the floor, I'm gonna go with the mossy stone bricks because I think that's gonna fit kind of the theme that I'm going with like an overgrown store. So I'm gonna put mossy stone bricks. You could even use mossy cobblestone. But I think the stone bricks looks a little bit nicer than the cobblestone. I can actually put in the cobblestone to kind of compare the two. So here's the mossy cobblestone as kind of like a comparison between the two. I think the stone bricks looks a lot nicer. This one, it's good for maybe like a path if you want like a cobblestone path. But I think the bricks definitely look a lot better for like a floor type feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these. I'm just gonna fill in this entire floor here with mossy stone bricks, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here is the floor completed. So this is what the shop looks like from the inside. Obviously, there's nothing in here yet. I haven't added anything. But here's it from the outside. I think it looks pretty cool. Has any more blocks changed? Yeah, there's like this entire pillar is almost changed. Anything in the back? Not really. There's one block there. None of the normal copper blocks have changed, but all the cut copper is changing fairly quick. I'm not sure if they have like a faster time to change or if it goes faster between like regular copper to exposed copper, but everything seems to be changing pretty quick with the cut copper, it seems like. But that's going to be pretty much it for today. Next episode, I'm going to continue working on the shop and doing more of the stuff inside. So I'm going to go and end the episode here, so make sure to leave a like and to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.